my chips. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counted up 6 stacks. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich. I'm rich. Look at my chips. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counted up 6. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich.
All right. Great morning. Great morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We are back looking at NASDAQ, seeing if we have any opportunities. We start off with talking about what we trade, then we talk about how we trade it, and then we look at the chart to see if we have any trading opportunities. So this week we have NASDAQ, and of course, it's an index that's catered to innovative companies, and those innovative companies are like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and all of these other companies that you all are familiar with. Comcast, Adobe, okay, Intel, Centos. So these are all companies that are comprised within this index, and we perform the performance of this index. Okay, now how do we actually trade NASDAQ? So we have a concept that is pretty solid and reliable when it comes to NASDAQ. Just have to be patient and wait for certain setups. So with our market open, we always want to secure our profits and reduce our risk. All right. And the way we do that is by following step one is identify direction and what type of you're looking for based on the direction of the 200 EMA. The 200 EMA is this blue line right here. This is your 200 EMA. All right. And so with the 200 EMA, what you'll see is price steadily. If the 200 EMA is moving up and you see a clear upward slope, you want to look for buys. Okay. You want to look for the downward slope. Okay. So if the 200 sideways, we look for entry based on the Keltner channel and significant support and resistance levels. So here we have the 200 kind of just moving sideways. So we look for significant, here's resistance here, right? So these are multiple entries of sales because when price got here, it went down. When it got here, it went down. When it got here, it went down. So it's moving down in the same area. So this is a strong level of resistance. Same thing for support. When price got here, it moved up. When it got here, it moved up, right? Moved up. So these are multiple areas of support here. Okay. So that's the difference for the directional bias. Now, once you identify your directional bias, and great morning to everybody that's joined. Great morning. All right. Once you've identified your directional bias, you want to then figure out what type of BPC you should be looking for and what is a BPC. Okay, so if my directional bias is a buy, I'm looking for a bullish BPC. If my directional bias is a sell, then I'm looking for a bearish BPC. So what does that look like? Very simple. So BPC stands for breakout, pullback, continuation. So we have a breakout here. So here's our most recent level of resistance. When you're looking at a bullish when you're looking at a book, you want to look for the most support and resistance levels. In this case, you want the breakout to happen on the resistance level. So we have the breakout that happened here. Here's the pullback. The pullback used that level of resistance as support, and then we have our continuation where it happens to the upside. Now, for the bearish BPC, it's a little bit different. We want price to break through the floor, which is also known as a support. So here we have our breakout here through this level of support. Okay, we got our breakout. The body of the candle must close beneath the level of support. That's very important. Not the wick, the body of the candle. Okay, the body of the candle. So the body of the candle closed beneath this support level. pulls back, now uses this as resistance, right? Uses the support level as resistance, and then we get our continuation to the downside. So breakout, pullback, continuation, breakout, pullback, continuation. And we want to enter on the continuation move. Once we get a check, we can check off the breakout, we can check off the pullback. Now we're just waiting for that last confirmation, which is our continuation. Our continuation must close in a bearish BPC beneath our pullback level. So these two green candles here, this red candle closed beneath these two pullback levels here. Okay, for our bullish BPC, we want the candle to close over our pullback level. So in this case here, it pulled back and price closed above this red candle right here. So that was the signal to enter into the trade. Now we look for the BPC structure on the 1 minute. We set our support and resistance levels on the 15 minute, and we look for our stop loss on the 5 minute. Okay. 1 minute is for BPC, 5 minutes for stop loss, 15 minutes for structure, support, and resistance. Okay, that's very, very important, because if you don't have these time frames down, then that can skew your entry when you're entering the trade. Okay, so now that we understand what we're trading, which is NASDAQ, and we understand how we're trading it, let's go take a look at the chart so we can see if there's any opportunity today. Okay, so yesterday we had a buy, and it was a really good buy. This was our buy zone right here. Okay, we got a nice BPC at this level. So let me see if I can zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what happened here. I'm gonna go to the 1 minute and let you guys break down here. All right, so yesterday when we got into it, this was a clear BPC that happened. First of all, our directional bias was a buy, because we know the 20 was above the 200 EMA and the 20 was moving up. So we knew what to look for. What did we see here? We saw a breakout. Okay, this candle here broke out. Candle was actually our pullback candle, and then this candle broke our pullback level into the trade. Little small pullback here, but we got continuation for the rest of the day. Continuation. All right, you got into that trade, great job. All right, and you should have definitely won that trade. All right, so that was yesterday. So let's look at today. Let's see what we have for today. Let's see what opportunities we have. And great morning to everybody that's joined. Great morning. So, oh, Sylvester said yes. Happy New Day, Mary. Happy New Day. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm proud of everybody that hopped into that trade yesterday. So let's go to today's trade. So with today's trade, we're looking at something a little bit different here. Okay. So let me we're going to put our buy zone here at this 25,201 level, 25,201 level, okay? And then our sell zone, with our sell zone, whenever we're going in the opposite direction of the momentum of the market, we needed to break multiple levels for us to confirm that we can enter a trade, okay? And let me just tighten up this level here, because I don't like, there we go. All right, so in this case here, what are we looking for? We're looking for our sell zone. So our sell zone needs to break past the 200 and then break through another key level, so we can get our breakout pullback and then continuation here. So this is our sell zone right here, 24,932. 24,932 is our sell zone here. Okay, if price breaks past this area, then it is a good area for a possible sell setup. Okay, now Directional bias, we already know why, because this white line right here is our 20 EMA. It's above our 200 EMA. Okay, so the 20 is right here, and then 200 is here. So because the 20 is above the 200 EMA, our directional buy is a buy, and we can clearly see the 200 is trying to move up. So that's also another indication. Okay, so we're going to be patient. What I would like to see is for price to come here, retest, and then we get a breakout and continuation to the upside. That's probably the only probable way that I see us getting into a trade within this session. If not, then we would have to probably, if price comes outside, we would have to probably set a couple of alerts for entry later this morning. Okay, but that's what we're looking at in regards to that. We have about 2 minutes and 50 seconds until the market opens. We can go. Let me see if there's some. We had a couple of other little opportunities to get into the market. USD CAD was near the 200. Let's go look at CAD real quick. USD CAD. So when so USD was near the 200, right? But we know that this wouldn't have a buy. Clear rules here. If the 20 EMA is above the 200 EMA, look for a buy. If the 20 EMA is beneath the 200 EMA, look for a sell. Bullish candle to close above the 200 EMA for a buy. Okay. And bearish candle to close below the 200 EMA for a sell. Okay, and then the ADX should be above 20. So our ADX is definitely clear in that aspect. Let me make sure that I have it on here so we can see it. Yep. Okay, so here we have our ADX. I'm gonna get rid of this one here. ADX right now is currently 39. So the ADX is definitely where it needs to be. But what do we not have? We don't have that bullish candle that closed above that 200 EMA. So this will be one of those signals you ignore. Okay? At least I would ignore that. Okay, then we're looking at gold. So gold came in near the 200. Let's go take a look at it. Near the 200. Let's see. And we got less than a minute now. Okay, so we got a nice crossover for gold. Um, and that happened earlier today. So I gotta figure crossover and come through. But yes, we did get a nice crossover for gold. Okay, this would have been a nice little sale. Took that. Okay. All right, guys. 30 seconds until market open. Let's go ahead and go back to NAS. And let's see what we are for today. Let's see. Go. So my directional bias is a buy. Let's see if we can retest our buy zone. And let's see if we can get into an opportunity today, guys. All right. The market is officially open, guys. The market. Let's see what we get for today. Some action today. And as far as news is concerned, you always want to make sure that you check news before you trade anything during the day. Okay, that's very essential. Make sure you watch the news. See if there's anything going on. We go to forexfactory.com. Today we don't have anything going on, so no news. Okay, so but just make sure that that's to do that. Okay, so market is open. Let's see if we get some movement between now and 10 o'clock. If we can get into something, and if not, we'll set our alerts. All right, we'll set our alerts, but that's what we're looking at for today. And let's see if we can capitalize on that. Great morning, Sylvester. Great morning. Great morning. Hope you guys are having a great morning here. And let's see if we can capitalize from some profits in the next 30. Let's see what NAS to do. Want to do. Stagnant right now. Too much movement. And it could be because it had a nice strong move yesterday. So what we might see is prices kind of play around in this area here for a little bit before it makes its decision. But we'll see. We'll see. Patience is key. Patience pays. Patience pays. That's very important. Patience pays. So we'll see what happens with NAS. See if we can capitalize from that. Okay. What are we going to get from NAS? What are we going to get from NAS? Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Are we coming down to the downside a little bit? Let me tighten this level up. Coming to the downside. Let's see what we get here. Is price going to find support here, or is it going to break through? That's the biggest question right there. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do? That's the biggest question. Are we going to get a breakthrough, or are we going to move from sideways for today? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. What y'all think we getting into today? Y'all think we getting into a buy or a sell? Put it in the comment section. Are we getting into a buy or a sell? What are we, buy or a sell? Buy or sell, guys? What y'all think? Let me know. Yeah, we need price to wake up, Mary. You never lied about that one. It's sleep right now. Long distance from the sell zone, so could possibly be an alert set or no trade day. I love that analysis, Mary. You spot on with that one. Spot on with that one. It's always plenty of opportunities. We don't have to try to jump on every opportunity. That shows a lot of growth when you're up. We getting this wick here at this 25.85 level. We moving to the upside with the next candle. We'll see. It got to pick up some steam though. Right now we just kind of chilling. So we'll see. But what y'all think today? Think it's a no trading day. Could be a no trading day too. No trading day is when it don't break either of our zones or day to get in. What y'all think? Let me know. Let me know. Right now, we ain't doing too much right now. What's going on? What's going on? See what's happening, y'all. Let's see what's happening. Not too much going on right now. Great morning, everybody that locked in with us. Great morning. Mary said price may decide to do something up. Yeah, I agree with you. Because right now, normally at this we'll see some movement, but not too much movement going on right now. We'll see how it minutes and then go from there. $10 to 15 minutes and then go from there, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Can we get something today? That's the biggest question right now. I would love if we could, the next candle, we get a nice little bounce here. If we get close to the buy zone on the next candle, then I'll stay on for a little bit longer. But if we start moving into the downward direction, we're going to go ahead and set our alerts, and then we're going to kind of keep it moving from there. We're not going to force anything. This is the most important part about trading, is waiting for your setups, not being anxious, not being inclined to get into the market prematurely. Just wait until you see what you need to see and then get in. When you master that part, you put yourself in such a great position, because now you're in control of your results and what happens for your account. When you get anxious and you react to what's going on in the market, the results show. So always work on that patience piece, because that's the most important. Sylvester think it's a buy. I think it's a buy too, Sylvester. Just not sure when we're going to get that buy. But I agree with you on that one. Definitely agree. Let's see, it's 9:40. We're going to get this thing about 10 minutes to see if it starts to want to move or not. And then we'll go from there. While we wait for NASDAQ, we can take a look at a couple of other pairs here. Let's see. So AUD USD had a nice little crossover. You guys got into that one. For those of you all who aren't familiar with the crossover method, very simple method. When a 20 crosses on the 15-minute chart, take your trade. We had a nice crossover here. Boom, zero. Whatever your take profit is, take the profit. All right, if you're in the academy, we already know what percentage levels we're looking for, but that's what's going on with this. Okay. So, good stuff. AUD USD. A lot of opportunities out there, y'all. Just gotta take advantage of it. USD JPY had some movement too. With USD JPY, we got a little crossover here. Price off the 200. This would have been a great entry. Price near the 200. Let's see. What was our ADX on this? Let me see. What was our ADX on this one? Hold on. Trying to pull it up now. Let's go back. So our ADX right here was, hold on. Right where we need it. The 20 above the 200. Bullish candle close above the 200. 20 ADX. Look at that push right there. Beautiful entry. So if you took that, great job. Great job. Nas, what you doing? Let's see what Nas doing. Oh, we coming down to the downside a little bit. Here we go. So also take note. Look at what price did. See, the market always gives clues. Okay. Nas moved sideways almost all week last week. Sideways. Look at what happened when price came to this level the last time. Look at that. A significant drop here. A significant sell-off. We're right back in this area. There's a high chance that we can get a significant sell-off once again if there's enough sellers at this area. So we'll see what happens. But the market always gives clues of what it's done in the past if you just pay attention to what's going on. Alright, so the buyers will have to be really, really strong to break through that sell pressure. Okay, they have to be really strong to break through that sell pressure. You always look left to see what's going on. If you're not looking left, you're doing it wrong. Now you just playing. And we must follow our rules. That's right, Mary. No exceptions. No exceptions. Those exceptions will get you caught up. Those both. Okay. You have to stick to your rule. And I promise you the results on the other side is beautiful. I'm telling you it is. Be patient and wait for that opportunity. So it's 9:44, guys. I'm staying about 5 minutes. I don't think we're gonna really get too much action. Nas like to chill out on Tuesdays when we live. It moved fast yesterday. As soon as the market opened, it made its decision and took off. That's what I like to see from Nas. But it's okay, you know. The market gonna do whatever it wants, whenever it wants. We just gotta adjust, and that's it, and that's all. Shout out to everybody that was live on the training on Friday. We're gonna get y'all set up this week on the very exciting news that I shared with you all. So get excited about that because, man, it is amazing. That's all I can say. It's amazing. So let's see what we get here, y'all. Get this thing 5 more minutes. What we don't do is rush anything. If it's there, cool. If it's not, that's fine too. So y'all. There we have it. Mary said, yes, we're extremely excited. Absolutely. I am. I know that for a fact. We got some big things going into 2026. We gonna close this year with a bang and go into 2026 with it on a whole another level. So, because we moving forward with a lot of stuff. Stay locked in. All right, y'all. Now, I don't think we're gonna get nothing right now. So let's go ahead. Our alerts here. Okay. We're gonna set an alert for 25206. Remember, when the alerts come, you're not just hopping in. You're still looking for that BPC. That's just telling you that price is near the area where your BPC should happen. Okay, so 25206, and then 2424927. Those are my two levels right there. Okay. We'll see if we get any action right now. We in the dead zone right now. So we'll see if price wants to pick up in the next hour or so, and then we'll go from there. All right, y'all. Same time 15. All right, we're gonna stay locked in. Everybody that's in the academy, I'll catch live in our channel, and we're gonna keep building and keep growing. All right, enjoy your Tuesday. I'll talk to y'all soon. You like, subscribe, hit that notification, and I'll talk on the next one. Peace.